A major construction site in Rotterdam. 21 professional divers are preparing themselves and their specially converted diving vans for a hard day's work. The high groundwater level has put the construction pit completely underwater. The divers only have 4 weeks to finish pouring the concrete foundation. But first they have to install 300 steel lattices at the bottom. The jobs are divided up within the team. Carsten, Kai and Peter dive one after the other, each twice a day. The Sprinter serves as a mobile diving station. A 100-meter-long hose supplies the divers with air directly from the compressor in the van.
It's important that we check that everything works properly, that there's always enough air and that just one person does this. This way you can't forget anything. Basically, the diver's life depends on the preparation done by the supervisor. So he has to be able to rely on that 100%.
Kai will spend the next 90 minutes 15 meters below the surface screwing metal plates between the steel lattices. Underwater he has almost zero visibility, making it especially difficult to orient himself.
When I dive now, I know that west is behind me and I try not to turn underwater. I look for the next pillar and keep going in the same direction. Basically, I can't get lost. But if that does happen, my workmates can see my air bubbles and tell me where to go.
The microphone in his helmet keeps him in touch with his teammates at all times. The air hose and the spare air tank are also connected to the helmet. Throughout the entire dive, the signal man, Peter, monitors the hose, ensuring that the diver always has sufficient freedom to move, but not too much.
If there's too much hose and there's a strong current, for example, the diver could be carried away. You must be able to react quickly if there's something with the air supply.
Kai needs to finish 4 sheets of metal during his shift, truly exhausting work. The supervisor guides him using the instruments in the van.
The southwest corner is finished. Okay, Kai, then go to the northwest corner and do the next sheet. Okay, go to the next corner and do the next sheet. Roger. I'm the diver's eyes. I check his depth and his dive time. I can tell him how long he can dive and what work he has to do.
Up to 30 divers work around the clock on the construction site, which is the size of 2 football fields. The market hall will be the city's new landmark and should be finished in 3 years. The foundation is an important milestone. That's why the project manager Marcel and the diving coordinator are constantly trying to optimize the underwater work process.
It is a time crunch, but the divers are working round the clock, and if we continue like this, then we'll be ready in 3 to 4 weeks. It's looking good.
After 1.5 hours work in complete darkness, Kai finishes his first shift underwater.
Let's put it like this. It was not a lot of physical effort, but you need a lot of coordination. You have to tighten bolts while floating. You're not standing, you're floating, and you have to exert pressure, and that's tough. But it went well. I'm happy.
A hard but above all a responsible job, because the construction will only be stable if the divers anchor the foundation correctly.